I'm pretty impressed with both of these mice, especially for the price. The Hello Ganss FLX3 is as low as 99 yuan, which is about $14 US. The Mchose G3, the base model, the 800 milliamp hour PAW 3311 variant here, 109 yuan, which is about $15. I paid about 25 for this from AliExpress shipped, and about 22 for the G3. G305 clone, Lamzu Thorn clone, 1-to-1 on both of them. The G305 is kind of a legendary egg shape, medium large egg shape. It's way bigger than something like the Zhaopin Z1, very similar to a Razor Orochi. Really, really comfortable if you're like a palm gripper with smaller hands. Everything is very nicely rounded on it. It's a very safe shape. You can claw, fingertip, especially since the clicks they still feel really good up towards the top. The clicks are phenomenal. So the G305 uses like a spring tensioning thing. This doesn't have that, but these still feel so good, possibly even better. There's no pre-travel. The post-travel is soft. You have really, really nice rebound there to be able to spam click. Scroll wheel is a TTC silver dust proof. It's decently notchy, pretty quiet too. It doesn't use like a one rubber piece molding around it too, like the G305, which can have issues. This is more of a standard plastic wheel rubber ring around it. DPI button feels good, no wobble to it. Really no wobble to either of the buttons at all. This is impressive for 22 bucks. The side buttons, these are probably the only letdown. They're rather small and you can see a little bit of a gap towards the top there. They still feel and actuate really, really nice. They're quite good, especially the front one. The back one has a little bit of post travel. They don't stick out terribly far, but they are kind of sharp in their design, so finding them in game was no problem for me, especially since they're located in a pretty good position, like slightly forward from center. So this is like a different Bluetooth. You compare it to multiple Bluetooth devices, and even the on-off switch on this feels nice and yeah, that still has a good sound to it. The on-mouse dongle storage is nice too. It has a little foam piece here so the dongle doesn't rattle around when it's inside. The skates are surprisingly good. Mine I took apart to weight reduce this, so it's kind of coming up a little bit. But they're nicely rounded. They're pretty big. I really like this typical skate design where you have a big foot pad in the front and a ring and a semicircle at the bottom. The big foot pad at the front means if you're a person who presses down firmly when engaging an enemy. This will help you prevent you from sinking into the pad, especially if you're using like an Xsoft pad. So this is good for consistency. And so is the ring at the bottom here, especially since with an egg shape, I tend to pick up. Yeah, when I lift the mouse, depending on if I'm swiping left or swiping right in lifting, I'll either contact the mouse here or here. So I like having a ring that goes all the way around the bottom. There's no coating. It's textured plastic. The texturing feels just like the G305. It's like a medium coarse plastic texturing. There's no coating to it. So it's going to be smoother than something like a GPX. It'll be very similar to something like a Razer Viper V2. The glossy in the middle here, just like the G305 with your DPI indicator there. The weight, so the stock weight is 78.88 grams. That's with an 800 milliamp hour battery. I've got this with a 150 milliamp hour battery, 59.88. Build quality on this is absolutely phenomenal. They went with a pretty thick-walled plastic, and the thing just feels sturdy. I guess that's all I have to say. If you like want to get super into like weight modding it, other than the battery, I know this back cover comes off. It does require some disassembly, but I mean, yeah, even like there's seams here, but the seams are nice and smooth, and they fit really, really well. Like look at that corner there. If my camera never focus. Okay, you know the no side button wobble. Oh, middle mouse. It feels pretty standard. It's a little bit on the stiffer side, but you could mod that. Incredible value for 22 bucks. If you love these egg shapes, then maybe it's worthwhile getting one of the higher end models with the 3395 and a smaller battery if you don't want to mod it yourself. But the 3311 I had no issues with in game. It feels fine. I'm not a pro though, so maybe there's people out there who can notice motion delay or something. I don't know. But very impressive product. Rechargeable G305. Perfect. Mchose hub. Yeah, you can find it on the Mchose website. So you can do like button configurations, and it looks like you can do macros. DPI settings. So I'm at 1800. The reason why is at a 32 centimeter 360, I was measuring 36 with this mouse, meaning it's low by about 12%. So 1600 DPI times 12%, I'm at 1800. You can do up to 6. Looks like you can do different sensitivity presets. I don't have options for motion sync or LOD because my sensor, and you can upgrade the firmware and such here. Angle snapping, default was 1000 hertz polling. FLX3 by Ganss. So Ganss is known for keyboards and such. This is, I guess, their first mouse, maybe? It's a 1-to-1 Lamzu Thorn clone. It's incredible value, really good internals. The shell is kind of cheap. The Lamzu Thorn is a really nice rounded ergo shape. I don't like a lot of ergos, but I like how high up the thumb position is on this. Everything's very rounded on it, so it's very safe for different hand sizes and grip types. The internals, PAW3395, TTC gold dustproof encoder. Main buttons are Huano transparent blue shell pink dots. The only downside I think is going to be the shell design. It doesn't have any sort of coating or feel to it. It feels very cheap. It's very thin walled. You can squeeze it and it flexes quite a bit. The side buttons I've modded to get them to stick out more by putting in some dot skates as like shims. The DPI button is like recessed. Like you straight up can't mod this. It's like actually below mouse 1 and mouse 2. Maybe this is a feature for you. I don't know. Middle mouse is pretty stiff, even though the scrolling steps feel nice. And the scroll wheel itself is like really narrow, and they use a clear plastic for the wheel, and it looks kind of cheap. I don't know. It feels fine. It's functional. The on-off button is pretty crap feeling. Like it's kind of hard to get it in the middle off position. The skates were absolute garbage on it. They're thin black, not even Teflon. They were crazy slow. Trimmed off the sort of perimeter around them so I could fit dot skates where I wanted to put them. I don't know what this button is down here. And then there's a sticker here. These do have a charging dock option if you spec up to a higher tier one. The base model did not come with a charging dock, and they even did not solder in the little pogo pins or magnet on the other side for mating to the dock. There was also no skate around the sensor ring, if that matters. But the stock weight on this guy was pretty good, 53.5 grams. And I've done a battery swap to it, 48.6 grams compared to the Thorn. I do have like this sticker on the bottom and grip tape, 53. Performance in Kovacs felt fine with this. At a 32 centimeter 360, it was actually at a 33. So the DPI is slightly off. I can't find software online. The click feel is good though. Mouse 1 and mouse 2 feel normal. Huano transparent blue shell pink dots. The side buttons, now that I've modded them, they feel a lot better. They kind of change in feel depending on where you hit them, but it's still serviceable. If you want to try a Lamzu Thorn shape without spending Lamzu Thorn money, this is pretty good. But if you're already a Lamzu Thorn lover, I see no reason to get this. The Thorn is such a phenomenal mouse. The tech power-up performance reviews are fantastic. The click feel is good. If you're into Raisha opticals, they kind of have a soft feeling. Scroll wheel super good. Side button super good. Grip tape build quality. Battery life performance all very good. Aftermarket things like this sticker on the bottom. Anyway, I love my Thorn. I'm glad I could try this guy out. I don't think I'm going to be running this long term whatsoever. But hey, it was 25 bucks. So hopefully this was helpful to you guys. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.